My question for you guys, and I'd love for each of you to answer as you reflect on not only 2025, but where you've gotten to this point, your roles have changed a lot. You guys started as landmen out in the field, and that is very far from what you're doing today. What are the challenges that you face in your new roles? Like as you look back at this year, what was the most difficult thing for you as an individual in your role as an executive? Steve, why don't you start?
I feel like we preface this by saying I miss land work and miss being in the field. I think all three of us would probably say that on a weekly basis. Gosh, I wish I was just out there looking at books or talking to landowners. I feel that I've started to come more into my own of uh, moving pieces around and becoming more of a almost sounding board and trying to solve problems instead of the day to day of running projects. And that's one aspect I really enjoy is we don't have the people in the office as much anymore, but the camaraderie you have of being able to fix or find solutions instead of blaming someone. I mean, there's always a teaching moment or a learning moment involved when problems go on. So I think that's the one thing I take away from the leadership role is being able to, hey, when something happens, you're coming to one of us and we're going to figure it out. It's not a shame on you. You did something wrong. It's like, how can you fix this and make it better moving forward?
Right.
Yeah. I echo that exactly, but I'd also add, as a PM, you're looking at the week or you're looking at the month or you're looking at the day, and you're putting out fires constantly. You're dealing with landmen constantly. It's hard to look at the big picture or look 3 years out. I think the big difficulty for me was changing that mindset of all three of us need to be looking 10 years down the road, 5 years down the road, 3 years down the road, 1 year down the road, as opposed to today. And that's been my biggest, and I'm still not great at it, but I'm getting there, and it's definitely a change of mindset in a different direction.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to whip the horse and sometimes you got to pull the reins.
Yeah. We talked about that in our meeting about how, they've got the gas and the brakes,
Yeah.
and our little team is full of different people are gas, different people are brakes at different times. But, and this is another thing, since we bought the company, learning to work together, us three, I think we've come a long way on that. And that's been pretty easy because we all kind of knew each other for so long. And, but definitely a work to work together and understand each other's personalities.
Yeah. Yeah. Personalities and strengths are a big deal. And I think, for me, that's been a big transition from an operational standpoint to kind of let go and to trust some of these people that have been key to our company, putting them in positions to run operations and have some responsibility for it. It's kind of one of those things I always knew it needed to happen, but it took a long time for me to get to the point where I was comfortable with it. And frankly, for the company to be at a point where it was ready for it. I don't feel promotions happen, but boy, it's better when you can plan it and be deliberate about what you're doing. And I think the biggest transition and change for me has been being able to let go of that a little bit, finding my way, being not as involved in operations, in the sense of just the day to day. To Steve and Brandon's point, we're here to help facilitate and solve problems. Make sure our clients have an open line of communication with us so that they can convey those things outside of the day to day with their project manager in a way that's healthy and comes at it from a sense of, hey, we're here to address problems and fix things. We need to address these problems and fix things before it's a big problem, right? And making sure that our clients understand and know that that's our role now and that's what we're here to do. It's been a big, transition for me. Another thing is communication. We all grew up, as professionally, I guess we grew up within this company for the last 20 years. And one thing we didn't have was that communication. At the bottom level, you really didn't know where we were headed or what we were doing. We were just existing. And one thing that we've really tried to work hard, and I've tried to work hard at, is being a better communicator. We're like, hey, this is what's in front of us. This is where we're going. This is where this ship is sailing. How do you fit into this? and really making sure that everybody from the billing clerk to the area land manager understands their contribution to the process, and that we can't get where we want to go without everybody contributing in their way.
Yeah.
And so I've taken a lot of joy in that, really trying to put a spotlight on the value of different people within our organization, and trying to help frame this company and set the company up to be something different than just, a company that's here to make a dollar or show up and, make some money off of one project. We want to be a long, enduring company and kind of continue on with the legacy that Dudley Land has had. And, we're trying to do that. And so that's been a big thing for me. I'm not great at it yet. I still dread the monthly update. And I'm usually, I'm 6 days behind on our monthly update right now, actually. So,
Yeah.
but
It's been fun. It's been fun watching the young. We talked about bringing the younger generation into our leadership team. It's been fun watching them succeed. It's as like a parent almost. It's been fun watching them have some failures and how they learn from them and what they do to change their processes. I mean, so it's you almost got to let them go and go out in the wilderness for a while and see what happens. But I think we've got a really, really good future of Dudley Land with the folks we brought in this year.
yeah, we've gone from being landmen to land daddies.
Land Daddies. What's Natalie call us? My three dads. Or what?
Yeah.
No, that's really good. I think it's great to see all this stuff, and it's easy to talk about like, oh, we're doing all this planning and we're hitting these rocks and we're moving forward and we're leaders and all this kind of stuff. But there's real challenges that are associated with that, even in just identity challenges of like, I'm so used to being this person, but I've got to be this person now. And I think that it's good to see that from an outside perspective of like, wow, you guys are like growing a lot as individuals too, not just as a company. And it is hard to move out from like, hey, we're focused on this week, and now I've got to be thinking 3 years, 5 years, 10 years down the road. And then I have to get other people to join me on that journey and communicate that. So I appreciate you guys sharing that. I think it's good for everybody to hear that we're not perfect and we're just trying to figure it out as we go. And really cool. So
I think the big thing, I think people just, you can talk about leadership and all these things, and we're pretty vocal about that, but it's because we give it attention, and it's really about action.
Absolutely.
People will respond if they see that you're engaged and you're taking actionable steps to make the company better and provide them with a future.
Yeah.
And that's really what it's all about.